Okay, so I decided this time to do everything from the front view of my camera, or of my phone. The front camera, not the rear camera. Which is going to be weird because you won't see stuff like you usually do with the driving and the stuff. This is kind of a test video. Yeah, it's a test. You won't see all the idiots in front of me. You really won't see all the idiots behind me. And you're going to get a little bit of the window up here. So all the glare that comes with it. Yay. Try to focus the camera right on the middle here, if it lets me. So, hi. This is, like I said, this is a test thing. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, if I even like it when it's uploaded. Oh God, I'm going to upload this. I'm cool uploading the road in front of me and everything going on out there, but we'll have to see, because the back of my car kind of, I don't know if, I can't really see anything from there when I was at the stop sign, so when I was actually looking. In the middle of moving, so I thought I had stuff piled up in there, but I think I kind of have it neatly organized in the floorboard of the back. I don't have that much stuff to throw into the back seat right now. It's mostly in the trunk that I managed to move everything, so it doesn't look like a mess. And honestly, even if it did look like a mess, I wouldn't really give a darn, because I'm in the middle of moving and everything will be cleaned up and neatened up afterwards. So I had made a video on my way home from work last night, and my battery died, so it got cut off almost to the end of the video. So I was going to just edit it and fix it, but I decided to throw it out the window. Yep, really smart on my part. So I should have just edited it, because it's not going to be the same. And I really don't like having the same conversation twice. But I never had it in the first place, because that video is gone. Anyway, moving right along at a stop sign. You know, I talked about yesterday in my video, I talked about role-playing games. I used to not be into role-playing games. When I was a kid, Age of Empires came out. Yeah, I'm dating myself here by saying that. But when I was a kid, Age of Empires came out. And that was, oh my God, that was the shit. Like, before that, I had the NES, and we would play, like, you know, Mario on the NES, or Zelda, the Gold Edition of Zelda on the NES. And for those of you who don't know what I'm actually talking about, I'm talking about the thing that came out before the Nintendo 64, which was then followed by the GameCube, for those of you who don't know, and then the Wii. My little brother did not know this, but the Wii was preceded by other things. Just like the 3DS was preceded by the Game Boy Advance SP and the Game Boy Advanced. And I still have those. And then the Game Boy Color. Well, it was just, you know. And then there was the Game Boy, which was in black and white. I still have those. I still have the, you know, Nintendo game console, the original Nintendo game console, the N64 game and GameCube. I still have those. Okay. That made me nervous. Alright, so I got a truck stuck here on the road and incoming traffic that has to get in my lane to go around it. You might not see that in the rear view mirror, or in the back view back there. Anyway, so the most I saw of computer games when I was a kid was my dad playing Doom. On his PC, and he still has the original floppy disk that he got Doom on, and it works. That's the part that really impresses me, is that it works. And then, Doom 2 came out, and I have the CD of Doom 2, and it's in good condition and it works. Just like I have, he had Half-Life also, and then Half-Life 2. So do I. But, that was a long time ago. So, Age of Empires comes out. And I kind of went straight for it because it was history. I liked history. It was historical-based stuff. And then, 2 came out. 3 eventually, finally, Bloody came out. But, they had their expansions in between that were separate games in their own right. And, I played Command & Conquer Red Alert. I played World of Warcraft. No, I'm sorry. I did play World of Warcraft, but I played Warcraft 1, 2, and I think 3, if there was a 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a 3. It's been a long time, I don't remember. But I've played the original Warcraft games when they were a strategy game, in the same vein as Command & Conquer and, those other ones. And so I played a lot of those old school strategy games. But what was interesting was, there was Command & Conquer, which was kind of a modern, or sci-fi, kind of futuristic. So there were 2 different ones. There was Red Alert, and then there was, what was it again? Tiberian Conflict or something like that. Tiberian Wars or something. I don't remember the name of the original one. Oh yeah, it was, I think, Tiberian Sun. So you had Red Alert, which was basically the GDI versus NOD, and it was the best thing ever because, oh no, it was the Allied versus the Axis. And what happened was the best thing ever. You had actual actors in the video game. Because it was a computer game, they were able to get away with this. We had actors like James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, and some other big name actors in there as well. But what was interesting was you would go and you would start the mission, and the mission would start off with a briefing in a control room that looked real, because guess what? They actually filmed it. And yes, I'm at a stop sign because everything's not moving behind me. Actually, it's a red light. I don't know why I said stop sign. So they actually went and filmed these cutscenes in real life with real actors. And they continued that trend throughout the series of, Red Alert and the Tiberian series. The Tiberian Wars and that kind of stuff was like the NOD versus GDI. It was kind of a sci-fi look at where the planet had been... Essentially, the planet is covered in this stuff called spice. Or not spice, Tiberian. I'm thinking of Doom. That was a good game, too. Which I played a lot. Because It was Dune, for crying out loud. So anyway, the planet was covered in Tiberium, and you were trying to collect the Tiberium crystals to fuel your war machine, to continue, building bases and barracks and factories and walls and all this other stuff. And Age of Empires was the historical game, along with games like trying to think of which other ones. There were a lot of strategy games out there, but I never got into like the turn-based strategy games until like 5 or 6 years ago. I never got into Civilization, which is weird because I enjoy the hell out of that so much. But I always preferred, like, the RTS is where I kind of grew up playing RTS games. Until the Nintendo 64 came out, Legend of Zelda got me into the RPG style games. And whatnot. And so, moving on from there, I never really was that into the RPG style games until then. But another thing I was never into were live action role-playing games, or LARPing. Or games like Dungeons and Dragons, which were tabletop role-playing games, which could be played with dice, figurines, and maps, or the Mind's Eye, or that type of style game, which is pen and paper and role play. I never got into any of that until like college. But when I was a kid, now that I'm thinking back on it, when I was a kid, something that I did was a lot of, amusingly enough, conversational role-playing games. Me and my friends would come up with an idea for a game, and we would play it out character by character, with little to no rules. Oh, okay, they're going back up. Someone was turning way ahead of me, and I couldn't see what everybody else was doing. So, you had these actor-based role-playing games. And I had one that I did with a friend of mine in middle school who came up with the idea for a game. Was like, I have an idea for a game. Something to do when you're bored, riding the bus to school, that kind of deal, right? So he ran me the spiel. It was basically the characters were... There really were no rules to this game. The characters were, I guess what you would say, fallen demons, in the fact that they didn't do whatever they were told to do from hell. They were kind of like free roaming, or I guess you could say they were demons, but they were like freelance demons, which is completely different. We were kids, what do you expect? We came up with all sorts of crazy shit. Epic battles, that kind of thing. Especially when your character is a demon who can just come back if they're killed. With some degree of hilarity, of course. And, I mean, you could probably write a cartoon out of this shit, but probably on Adult Swim. I don't know. People are fucking sensitive as hell these days. Pun intended. Actually, I don't know if that was a good pun or not. So, people are fucking sensitive about shit like that these days. So if I made a cartoon about two demons basically fucking around doing whatever the hell they want on Earth, dressed up looking like humans, people might get a little iffy about it. It might be something that you see on, like, Adult Swim. I never liked Adult Swim. I always thought it was like the pit of the cartoon world. even when I was a kid growing up. Because I was more mature than other kids my age, so I thought that stuff... I found the occasional episode of The Simpsons funny, but for the most part, I thought it was crude and dull. Until I got older. For some reason, when you get older, things just seem funnier. Because you get the joke that's being made. But anyway, let's see. When I was in Scouts, yeah, I was in Boy Scouts. I was an Eagle Scout, or am an Eagle Scout. You know, multiple extra palms and made the Order of the Arrow afterwards. For those of you who know what that is. For those of you who don't, Order of the Arrow is kind of like a special extra thing within the Boy Scouts that nobody else really knows anything about. Yeah. And the Eagle Palms are basically, they don't even look like palms. They actually look like feathers, whatever. Are actually extra merits that you get for completing extra things after receiving your Eagle Scout. Once you achieve that rank, there is no other up, technically, unless you're shooting for palms. I have 3, and you get those by obtaining multiple, like 4 merit badges per palm. 4 merit badges that you had not attributed to any of your other ranks up until this point can be put towards that. So I went on and had the extra 12 because I wanted it. And then I ran out of time. Otherwise, I'd have just kept going. But hey, once you're 18, you're done with the Boy Scouts. So if you haven't gotten your Eagle by then, you're stoked. So when we would be on like long trips and stuff like that, or just bored and sitting around with nothing to do, which was usually on long bus rides and trips, because we were a pretty darn active troop. Camping once a month. Every year we did summer camp, that kind of thing. We had about 75 kids in our troop when I left. But we would sit there and come up with role plays and stuff like that, and we'd sit there, and me and a couple of my friends would say, all right, here's the characters, this is what they can do, this is what they can't do, here's the rules, and then we would act it out. And sometimes it was location-based, too. Depending on what we were doing as well. Oh, wow. Don't even need to apply gas at this point. The traffic is blocked up. Like, really badly right now. Luckily, I'm turning left. But anyway, more on this later. I'm going to continue this maybe later tonight, perhaps on my way back home. But for now, I am going to have to cut it. So what I'm going to do is go on ahead and say bye for now, and we will come back later with another one of these videos at another time when the sun is not blinding me. Oh my god. Okay, that's better. So anyway, I'm going to cut it here for now, folks. We'll come back with another video another time. Maybe not one of my face, because it'll be dark and you won't see anything. So the road would be a better recording option than that. But yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to go on in and say bye for now.